દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો.
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 દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર. જય સચિદાનંદ. થેન્ક યુ અરુણાબેન. જય
જય
સચિદાનંદ દીપકાનંદજી.
સચ્ચિદાનંદ, જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ
જય
દીપકાનંદજી,
સચિદાનંદ.
વિદુજી
લીલાબેન,
મંત્ર પ્લીઝ
કશ્યપભાઈ.
દીપકાનંદજી.
જય સચિદાનંદ. નમો વિતરાગાય.
નમો વેત્રાગાય.
નમો અરિહંતાણમ.
નમો અરિહંતાણમ.
નમો સિદ્ધાણમ.
નમો સિદ્ધાણમ.
નમો આયરિયાણમ.
નમો આયરિયાણમ.
નમો વજ્જાયાણમ.
નમો વજ્રાયાણમ.
નમો લોય સવ સાહુણમ.
નમો લોય સૌ સાહુણમ.
એસો પંચન મુક્કારો.
એસો પંચન મુક્કારો.
સૌ પાવપણાસણો.
સૌ પાવપણાસણો.
મંગલાણમ ચ સવેસીમ.
મંગલાનમ
મંગલાણમ
વે
સર્વેશ્રી.
પરમં હવૈ મંગલમ.
પરમં
પરમં
હવૈ
હવૈ
મંગલમ.
મંગલમ.
ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય.
ઓમ નમો
ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય.
ઓમ નમઃ શિવાય.
ઓમ
ઓમ
નમઃ
નમઃ
શિવાય.
શિવાય.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
જય
જય
સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
સચ્ચિદાનંદ. Okay, Deepakanandji, last Sunday we said we'll introduce new topic, Kashays. And what my understanding on Kashays is, if of course is anger, greed, anger, uh, uh, krodh, man, maya, lobh, and
Anger, pride, possessiveness, and greed.
thank you. I'm doing two, three things at one time. Uh, okay, so
Likes and
and
dislikes.
my understanding is, there are some sequence that after Mahatmas get proper understanding, each one of them falls off, and I believe the last one is what to fall off your
First in,
Prakruti.
last out.
Huh?
Is called first in, FILO.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
First in, last out.
okay. So, uh, why don't you introduce the subject? And plus, of
Yes,
course,
sorry,
with
sorry.
that,
Yeah,
there's
first in,
also
last
we
out.
already add liking and dislikes. Krodh, Maya, Moh. Uh, okay, so the if you can introduce that first, and then you can discuss how you know or Mahatmas can give experience what they see less and less as they've been going through the ground.
Okay. Normally, actually, I mean, there are four: anger, pride, possessiveness, and greed. And two more are added: likes and dislikes. Rather, anger and pride are related to dislike, and possessiveness and greed, uh, that is related to likes. But still, it is said six different types of passion are there. Kashays are identified as passion in English. So, if we are living without passion, in fact, you know, uh, health definition of health as per homeopathy line of treatment, they say that if you have no sign of any physical pain, number one, absence of physical pain is considered as you are healthy. Second, you are free from passion, anger, pride, possessiveness, greed, likes, dislikes. And third thing is you are free from selfishness. So, if these three criteria gets fulfilled, then you are truly considered as healthy. And the best part of homeopathic treatment is they have remedy for all these problems. They have remedy for any physical pain, discomfort, disorder. They have remedy for passion. They have remedy for uh, selfishness also. Such a wonderful line of treatment. Although it's not so very famous in the world, but gradually it is getting effective and people are more inclined towards having homeopathic treatment. Allopathy has its own benefits, but homeopathy has its wonderful benefit in its own way. So this is the thing. So when we talk about health, then these three criteria are considered. And WHO health definition is a little different. We'll see that later on. But then uh, these passion or Kashay, it means it squeezes or strangles our soul. What it means, soul means it strangles ourselves. Here, uh, it is already, although it is believed as our soul gets squeezed or our soul gets strangled, but in principle, as what we have understood and learned and experienced from Dada Bhagwan, soul in its original form have no problems at all. It has no connectivity with the body self and body self agony or suffering. It remains totally separate. But because that is our true self, it is said that in our, in Sanskrit and okay, you can say Gujarati or Hindi, know yourself, know thyself. But it is said as know your soul. But again, that soul means it's a question mark. They say Atma jano, apni Atma ko jano. And if you see Google definition of Atma, it says that's who you are. So when I say I know myself as I am Deepakanand, then that is also I believe myself as body self. That's who I am. But then if that is yourself, then you naturally get connected with the body self, which is bundle of karmic effects. And it is through body that we experience effects of past karma in the form of suffering, likes and dislikes, happiness and unhappiness. And when it says that it strangles your soul, it means it strangles yourself as I am. Because I am as pure soul, have no problem at all. But I am as body self have all the problems. And it gets squeezed, it gets in trouble, it gets strangled by these weakness of passion and self-centeredness. So it doesn't allow us to remain normal, it doesn't allow us to remain healthy, it doesn't allow us to remain in our bliss. And the outcome is we're not happy. The purpose and goal of human life is we must attain that permanent happiness, which is only possible in human life through right, true, or when you know the truth, that is right perception. And when that perception opens, then you come to know who you are. And then gradually you get rid of all the leftover passion, kashay, which remains as discharging effect of past karmas. Because today, due to self-realization, when someone has realized who he or she is, as who am I, then that platform through which newcomers get bound or gets charged doesn't remain. It gets eliminated. And then what remains is leftover, uncorrected, unattended, unaddressed karma and its effects only. No new karmas. Of course, because this is not our last life, new karmas do get charged, but those karmas are in relation to following the 5 agnas, the 5 precepts. Because we have doership in relation to following the agnas only. And we are freed from all kind of doership in relation to body self karmas. And this is the greatest advantage of this established self-realization of Akram Vijnan. And that's how we got benefited, and we are sharing our experience of this science, which is in originality, which resided in the heart of all the absolutes, and in the present chaotic time of Kali Yuga, which is not possible in this time, in such chaotic and difficult and dark period. This science doesn't open in this bad time. It is only in good time that it opens, and it opens in human only, and the person in within whom the science open is called is absolute. He has reached that absolute state of perfection through which it becomes his last life, and he becomes instrumental in enlightening several people into the same state of perfection. Jai Satchidananda.
Briefly, you want to talk about anger, pride, and then we'll
Okay.
take. Oh no, there are questions anyway. Let's question
The
very briefly.
first thing that enters, the first thing that enters as passion is greed. What it means, whatever you have, normally it is enough for our survival, for our fulfilling our happiness. But the greed factor is always there, and we want more and more and more. Due to which we start accumulating things which we believe that gives us happiness. And when that greed is attacked or get compromised anytime, anywhere, to protect our greed, we get mad or we get angry. So we use anger to protect and safeguard our greed. And when you want more, then that ownership factor will also come in the form of possessiveness, that this is mine, it belongs to me, I don't share, I will not share with anyone. So then what happens? So first entry as weakness is of greed, and then definitely possessiveness enters. And when that thing, what you value, and it is of your interest, you feel proud. You have that pride factor that comes, that I possess all these valuable things, because these values are given and projected by us only. And that's how anger, pride, possessiveness, and greed is stated in this order. And gradually, as you start progressing, getting rid of these weaknesses, this passion, you first win over anger, and then you win over pride, then you win over possessiveness, and then finally greed. So it is said, first in. The first that enters into our being is greed, and it is the last thing that leaves our body. When that last layer or aspect of greed leaves our body, we experience absoluteness. Jai Satchidananda.
Yes, very good. Okay, Kashyap bhai.
Yes, everyone, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidananda.
Yes, we had a discussion this Friday about this Namaskar Vidhi, whether our salutations are absolute or relative, So, so Shailesh Anandji said that all other Namaskar salutations are absolute also and relative also, both having both components. So the question here arises is that in why only in first four namaskars we say Pratyaksh Dada Bhagwan Sakshi, and then and for so why not for the others, So if
Okay.
and also I
The
heard
idea.
one
Okay.
one minute. Also I heard in one Kaviraj ji also saying that when he was doing darshan in the temple, he was using Pratyaksh Dada Bhagwan Sakshi for all Devi Devtas. He was using him. So that is the thing.
Okay. Number one, when we offer our namaskar obeisance to Dada Bhagwan and Simandar Swami Prabhu, we do it with nischay. That is, we consider ourselves as Dada Bhagwan and Simandar Swami. Does that clarify, first of all? As I am.
No, because Shailesh
Your-
Anand said, I asked him this, but do we do it Nischay or Vyavhar? He said both,
Okay. But if it is nischay, then Vyavhar is its another foot. It always there. But what is important, when it is Vyavhar, it is not nischay. But when it is nischay, it is Vyavhar also.
Yeah, but he
understand?
said that for all the paths, which we do Namaskar, we
Yes, but
also
now, will you want to stick on to that? Then you don't ask. If you want to know a little further, now that he was incomplete. You understand? You understand?
Yes, okay, please tell.
When you bow with nischay, then Vyavhar is already there. But when it is with Vyavhar exclusive, then nischay is not there. Okay, does that clarify, first of all?
When
Because with Simandar Swami and Dada Bhagwan, our connectivity is solely nischay. Solely nischay. But then Vyavhar is already there with. Understand that?
Okay. Okay.
You understand or not?
Yeah, I understood what you said. I will tell what I understood.
Simandar Swami Bhagwan, with Simandar Swami Bhagwan, you can get his benefits when you get away with your Vyavhar. You understand that?
I understood that
When you are freed from all Vyavhar, that finality stamping is through Simandar Swami Bhagwan.
Yeah, for the
Does that
liberation,
clarify?
final liberation, Simandar Swami Nischay.
Final what?
For the final liberation,
Yes.
Simandar Swami darshan is required,
Yes.
and that vision should be there. The Nischay vision should be there, right? This is what you're saying, correct?
Without that, it is not possible.
Okay. And for other beings, we need their help for the obstacles, to remove the obstacles. That is the Vyavhar part.
Because the reason is we have had abhorrence, hatred towards all these great people. So we bow relatively to free ourselves from the effect of the mistakes committed out of hatred and abhorrence. Do you understand?
I read somewhere that
That's why we bow relatively.
Yeah, in this connection only, I read that Dadaji was saying that when someone asked him, Dadaji, that why do we do this Tri Mantra now? He said that because we have done Viradna previously, now we do Aradhana.
No.
No?
Purpose of Tri Mantra is specifically to remove our worldly obstacles. Although other things get encompassed in that, but the purpose of Tri Mantra is, that's why it is said,
Hmm.
world obstacle remover, Dada Bhagwan Tri Mantra. Sansar Vignan Nivarak, Dada Bhagwan Tri Mantra. And
So,
the purpose of Namaskar Vidhi
hmm.
is to remove our hatred and past abhorrence which we had knowingly or unknowingly
Hmm.
towards these great people.
Was the great people. Yes, that is what. So means in a nutshell, what I got is that means the vyavhar we do because we are following the agnas, nischay and vyavhar both. But for the
Nischay, there is nothing, no requirement in Nischay. Purpose of Agna is solely to free ourselves from relative binding, karmic account, leftover karmic account, to settle them. But without Nischay, that Vyavhar becomes handicap.
when we do the when we meet anyone, we see nischay and also
On that
relative, right?
footing, because that relative is there because of real. On the footing of real, we are addressing the relative.
Yes, so both visions we have, right? When with any
We
person,
have, but the point is, we got the real part through grace, and it is always attainable through grace only. It is not possible by anybody's self-effort. It
right.
was not there, it is not there, it will not be there.
So for example, Vitrakshas and Deviyo, we also see their Shuddhatma, right?
Right, but the purpose is different.
The purpose is different. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. We see their Shuddhatma, but the
So
purpose is different.
it's like when you go to doctor, the purpose is you want to get treatment from the doctors.
Yeah, I agree. That is what I
But
agree.
what you see, your soul, and that is another thing because of your vision.
Yeah. Purpose is different. Yeah, purpose is
Huh?
purpose is to clear the obstacles in
They
the
help us. They
right.
help us. Yeah.
Help us in removing in the path of liberation. They help us, right? Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Puja Ben.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand,
Satchidanand.
Mahatma.
Never mind. I can answer without. Okay, it's fine.
Yes. Just to kind of go a question related to the Tri Mantra, is that some Charan Vidhis and some texts that I see has the Namo Vitragai and some of them don't. Now, can you explain? It's part of the Tri Mantra. That's what I always have
It is not
said.
part of the mantra.
Oh, it's not. Okay,
It's
so can you teach me how, what it is?
The purpose,
why
how
it's
did
there?
it enter? We had seen and heard Dada Bhagwan doing it, so we are also doing it. Although in the script, that Namo Vitraga is not there.
I see. Okay, that's why it's not.
It is truly not part of Tri Mantra.
Okay. But when we recite it, are we including the first two levels of the Tri Mantra in there? When you're thinking about Vitrag status, you're thinking about the Aryan and the Siddha?
That's fine. So if you start with Namo Riyantana, it's fine.
So when I'm teaching, like, my kids and things, we always start with Namo Vitragai,
You can tell them, yes, Dada has been doing, so you can do it.
Start with Namo Vitragai?
There's no problem.
Okay.
I'm just giving you a clarification.
Yes, no, that's helpful because I some places I don't see it.
So
but we
it
say
is like in the script, in the book and the booklet, whatever was printed,
Yeah.
certain things are there. And Dada said that since it has come naturally, we will not tamper, we will not change that.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Because Dada Bhagwan was saying all that, so we had been doing it and we continue doing it.
Okay. And then my next question is
Like one more clarification I would like
yeah.
to give,
Yeah,
which
please.
we had asked Dada Bhagwan also, that truly Panch Parameshti should come first, then Om Parameshti should come in the Namaskar Vidhi.
Okay, in the Namaskar Vidhi, because they
Yeah.
are
So, but Dada, what Dada has said, see, this had been printed and it is there, so we will not tamper it. We will continue doing it. But what he said, what you said is right. Truly, Panch Parameshti comes first, and then Om Parameshti.
because they're
Panch
living,
Parameshti is higher.
or
Om Parameshti is Panch Parameshti in making.
Om Parameshti is the Panch Parameshti. So the Panch Parameshti is actually higher, but they come
Higher.
lower.
Truly.
Okay.
This was asked to Dada Bhagwan and he
Yeah.
clarified it this way. It is printed, so we will not tamper it, let it go.
Okay. Interesting. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then the other question I had was the significance of a few numbers that come across in our
Come again. What is it?
numbers,
What is it you said?
like numbers. So the
Okay,
science behind 48 minutes of Kirtan Bhakti, or like minimum of 8 minutes, like what's the science and how can I explain that and how can I understand that myself,
Okay, I give you a very, very layman example.
Okay.
You have water
Mhm.
and you put that water in that dish which is given to make ice. What is the minimum time it takes to make ice from water? Some time it takes,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And it has its own science behind that.
Mhm.
To convert water into ice, it will take so much time,
Mhm.
correct?
Right.
Provided other conditions are there.
Sure.
But if that cold is not very proper, then it will take more time
Mhm.
for the water to get converted into ice. But the minimum time is fixed scientifically,
Mhm.
correct? In the same way, 48 minutes is considered as one gunthanu or be ghadi. Ek ghadi is 24 minutes and be ghadi is 48 minutes.
Mhm.
So it is natural science that if one remains in pure soul state without let up or without break for 48 minutes, then that state will continue forever. In fact, that our stopwatch of pure soul perception every time ticks and gets reset before 48 minutes. That's why we have to restart. You understand that?
Because we're not able to stay in pure
Okay,
soul
I'll
state
repeat that.
for
I'll repeat
48
that.
minutes.
Our pure soul perception,
Mhm.
meaning when we perceive through pure soul vision,
Mhm.
it should remain continuous for 48 minutes.
Mhm.
And if it remains for 48 minutes, then it will remain forever. Then it will not come back. You will attain that absolute state, Keval Gyan. But what happens if you observe, we start and it gets reset
Mhm.
before 48 minutes.
Mhm.
That's why it doesn't remain forever.
Mhm.
And in that process, because it got reset before 48 minutes, we have to do Pratikaman and all that stuff, because some mistake was committed on the relative side. Okay?
Ratikraman for getting out of the state.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Pure soul is pure soul, which is power of perception and knowledge.
Mhm.
But it is I who attain that absolute state of absolute knowledge, which were believed as I am puja. Now she says I am pure soul. So from extrovert vision, you have become introvert. And your inner journey has started. And it will continue till you reach that crucial 48 minutes of uh, without break, pure soul perception. And when that is attained, that's it. And that opportune time comes naturally. It is not by someone's thinking or so. In our process of handling these files in an amicable way, we are freeing ourselves from our obligation toward the relative, which was accumulated out of ignorance. And we are in the process. So every time that the stopwatch of absolute knowledge starts ticking, and some of these relative uh, past karmic account comes and breaks the cycle, and we have to start all over again. But it's a process, and every time it breaks, we come to know that there was a mistake, and we address that mistake, we correct that mistake, and gradually it will happen that the time will come when, just imagine, all files are settled, and it's like you are ready for that moment. And that time, it's called ascension. That time comes, English it is called ascension, here it is called shapak shreni. You climb. So what is that? That intermediate enlightened state, antaratma state, gets eliminated, and the bond between the pure soul and body self is broken, although together. But that which was obstructing your absolute experience of pure soul, that is absolute knowledge, has broken. So now you remain in knowing state. Now that perception is not required and it is not there. Your body self has become natural and normal. For example, Mahavir Bhagwan, at the age of 30, he left home
Mhm.
for his final effort to reach absolute state, absolute knowledge. It took 12 years after he left home, meaning all his attachments. But because that time, that unity among mind, spirit, body was there, moment he left home, everything was clear. In his mind, none of these home relations ever came in his mind. Situation did come, because one time Devnanda, that is his first mother, where he was conceived by her,
Mhm.
first conception. That was she was a Brahmin lady.
Mhm.
But then being Tirthankara, he got to be born as Kshatriya. So angels do all this manipulation, and changeover was done. And that's why finally he was conceived by Trishla, mother,
Hmm.
Princess Trishla. Anyway, so for the 30 years he was at home. when he left. So the 12 years was his period of self-correction, which our has started now with family relations. But for him, that family relation was not there. Clear?
Yeah.
But our state is identical to how Lord Mahavira left home on taking Diksha, renunciation. What enlightenment, what we got through Dada Bhagwan and his grace, is the same one.
Mhm.
We attained the same Diksha. But the only difference is that we did not get away and addressed any of our relative obligations,
Mhm.
files, relational files. So after enlightenment, it becomes our duty to get away with those, and that's why Dada has given us 5 ajnas, 5 precepts. For us, it will take maybe few lives, but for Mahavira, it was 12 years. And at the end of 12 years, he attained absolute knowledge. So that from his body self and as he has pure soul got separated. But body was together with the soul. And in that absolute state of absolute knowledge, he became instrumental for the liberation of millions, which lasted for 30 years, 30 more years, I will say. So from 42 to 72 years of his age, he became instrumental for liberation of millions, not directly through Gandhara. His divine presence worked as divine existence of absolute knowledge, state of absolute knowledge. And all the what you can say, all the physical work was done by Gandhara. That is his prime disciples, who were 12 in number, 12 or 11.
Were there 84? I've
No, no,
heard
no.
that number. No.
Huh?
Just 84 a number? No.
The 84 is for Simandar Swami.
Oh, for Simon Swami. Okay.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe. But anyway, it is 12 or 11. 11,
Okay.
11, 11.
11. Okay.
Main disciples. And among those 11, Gautam Swami was the chief disciple. But his primary disciples were 11, Gandhara. So 30 years. So for that first ascension to attain absolute knowledge, which is called Kshapak Shreni, it took place at the age of 42,
Mhm.
which will happen with us when we have direct sight darshana of Simandar Swami Bhagwan. Okay, so that's that. At the age of 72, his connection with the body self also separated, and he attained nirvana, meaning his soul got freed totally from the body. So otherwise, for layman it is called death, but for absolute it is called he attained nirvana.
Mhm.
That is, he attained moksha. His soul got liberated.
That's the same as Kevognan state at that point?
No,
No.
that was at the age of 42.
Before
With
42.
body.
Okay. With body. Okay.
With body. And now he
Okay.
is freed from the body also,
Okay.
which is also going to happen for us naturally. And that time is a natural time.
Mhm.
It's not like somebody will decide, okay, at the age of at the age so and so age, I am going to attain nirvana.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
So this is the thing, and that 48 minutes time has its relevance and importance in this regard.
So that 12-year period, he was able
That
to.
stopwatch of 48 minutes is very crucial and important for us to attain absolute knowledge.
Mhm.
And we are in the process.
Mhm.
We are in the process. 5 ajnas is helping us to reach that goal of, touch the goal of 48 minutes. and it's going to happen. It's going to take its time, but we're not in hurry. But we have our full focus is there on that.
Mhm. So for Mahavir, it took that 12-year period is the time that it took to get to that 48 minutes,
Correct.
right?
Correct. After renunciation,
After renunciation.
and ours will take maybe 1 or 2 lives. At best, Dada has said 1 life
Mhm.
because of Kali Yuga, where there is no unity among our mind, speech, and body.
Mhm. Okay. And so that's the 48. Does the 24 have anything to do with that
It
significance?
is identified like how you say 1 minute is 60 seconds.
Mhm.
So 1 ghadi
It's
that
24.
unit is 24 minutes.
Okay.
So 48 minutes is 2 ghadi
Okay.
or 1 gunthanu.
1 minute.
Like how 60 minutes is 1 hour
Right. Right.
and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 1 ghadi is 24 minutes and 1 gunthanu is 2 ghadi or 48 minutes.
And is that in line? Does that 24 have anything to do with 24 Tirthankars, or that's something
No.
different?
No.
Okay.
It happens to be the rule of this place where we are living, Bharat
Mhm.
that every half cycle you have 24 Tirthankaras.
Okay.
And maybe there may be some science which will open out when we reach that state, but then
Right,
we'll
right.
not be able to share that experience with
Okay.
others.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
this was,
Pooja.
thank you for that
Jai
clarity. Deepakanandji.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Kirtiben.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji. Jai Satchidanand. It said when you go to sleep, निश्चय करियो. And Dada said that when you go to sleep, you go through your what happened during the daytime and do the pratikraman of all this mistake you did. So also then they say chintwan karo, visualize Dada's mukh, and then you just keep on saying Shuddhatma Chu, Shuddhatma Chu, Shuddhatma Chu. So I heard some clip a few days ago. Dada was saying your body is made out like you eat the food, you need that food for the body's nourishment. Also the breath, the air is there is very important too. And also because without the air, your body. So this is what I read somewhere, that when you go to sleep, this is what I do. When you really, with strong conviction, you decide, निश्चय निर्णय थी कि वह शुद्धात्मा छूं, दादा भगवान जी वो शुद्धात्मा छूं. So whatever you say, you visualize with your, close your eyes and Dada's whole murti. And then when you say that, that's a physical body, but nirnay nishitum shuddhatma chu. And then what happened, whatever you contemplate, naturally is happened. All the siddha stutis, Dada Bhagwan ji shuddhatma chu, Simandar Swami ji. So what is all that? Is it because also in somewhere also it says subconscious mind, whatever you say before you go to sleep, it have lots of energy. It creates lots of energy, and you become that. And I read somewhere that that's create Brahmandi programming in your, like you become like you feel that energy. So I don't know, is it all these are, but when Dada said Amaru Nididhyasan karine se Shuddhatma Chu. So whatever you Chintwan, whatever you are thinking, you become that, you are becoming that. Is that process during the night?
Correct.
And
Correct. It's true. People contemplate to become a doctor and they become doctor. People contemplate to marry and they marry. People contemplate to remain celibate, they remain celibate. Everything is out of that contemplation only. And the way we contemplate Dada's face and Dada, basically. So Dada is not a physical, although physical entity, but he has surpassed that physical uh, state of experience. He has reached pure soul state experience. So in that physical body, although that physical body is there, but his eye state is free from all ownership. And that pure soul state has opened in that body. So when we contemplate uh, him through just remembering his face, that's how it helps us contemplate our pure soul state. And eventually it's going to become like that. And we are fortunate that we have his original photo still, because we don't have Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Mahavira, Rishabh Bhagwan, no.
yeah.
None of that. Lord, even Christ's photo is not there. Or Prophet Muhammad, his photo is not there.
So after Dada's presence comes during the day and also at night. But what Dada say, હું તારી અંદર બેસી ગયેલો છું. I am within you. I am you. એટલે કે at that drashti, as
But who
that
is that?
drashti,
I am within you. He says that who is that Dada? His
Who's that?
physical body or his pure soul?
tattva drashti. Pure
Because
soul.
your pure soul, our pure soul is same as Dada Bhagwan.
Ha,
So that's how when he has said that I am there within you, it makes us feel and experience his presence within our body, but not as Mr. A.M. Patel.
ha. Right.
But because A.M. Patel reached that state of perfection, we connect pure soul's experience with A.M. Patel that way. Truly, it is not. Truly, it is not. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But his what do you call it? Yash Nam Karma.
Ha.
It's Nam Karma is very powerful. And his state of experience. And that's why we contemplate him basically as his faith. And to open our experience. That's fine.
So the Dada also say what you like, whoever come in contact with you, who you see them with the positive vision, positive drashti, see them, don't say that fault, just see that positiveness, that I am within you, Shuddhatma, as a pure. So when you try to, I want to see positiveness outside, whoever come in, nirdosh, I want to see them faultless. No. How do you make that, that effective?
That is through the science only. Through science only. In the sense, the other person's body cell is under control of Vyavasthit Shakti. He's not doing or she's not doing it. So whatever connectivity is with your body cells, that will happen. And that will happen within the body cells, between the body cells only. It has nothing to do with each other's pure soul. Absolutely.
So,
Right?
so at that time, the Vyavasti Shakti is something else is there. That
Something
the,
else is there as well.
the Vyavasti Shakti, somebody, that person is acting or talking or behaving is because
That's
of.
all, which is karmic connectivity with your body self.
So that understanding come at that moment or that time.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's pure soul that I am.
Hmm.
It is similar to something two people are fighting or they are in good terms, and you experience, oh, it's not happening with me, it's happening with them. So you understand it is account between those two body cells, and that is getting settled there and then. Nothing to do with me. But that time you consider me as Kittiben.
Yeah.
But now your you shift from Kittiben to I am pure soul.
Hmm.
So that's how Kittiben's connectivity with other people's karmic connection, that interaction will happen. And whatever outcome is there, that outcome Kittiben will face,
Hmm.
and which has no bearing with you at all. But because the last, karmic effect is there, you will have to pass through that. And once you get away with that, you get freed because there's no more. When the last file gets cleared,
Hmm.
you would be freed. Till then, you'll have to pay attention to handle them amicably,
Yeah.
right?
Right. So
That's
in other person, I need, that's what, under conviction, strong conviction, that I want to see the positive, akarta juva che it
that purpose, because those very sticky karmic effects are pending,
Oh.
which really, like, it gets onto our nerves. If you say in English, how it really gets onto our nerves. I mean, it's annoying. Yeah, that how to say. And even in that state, through pure soul perception, you can remain separate as pure soul and clearly observe the effects of past karma that happens with the body self.
Yeah. Right.
Okay,
Right.
Kirtiben?
Yeah, there is one quick question.
Yeah.
What is the connection between Dada Bhagwan and Srimad Rajchandra?
No connection.
No,
No connection.
Srimad Rajchandra and Dada.
Okay. He has said that's me only. So now what is going to happen? When outside people know that, then they will raise so many questions
Okay.
in their tiny head.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, 11. Unmute, please.
Jai
Ah.
Satchidanand.
Yeah. Jai Sachidanand, Deepakanandji. Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Satchidanand.
As we were talking about the sticky karmic debts. So again, I've been trying to do pratikaman for things that might have happened in the past, or even with the people who might have passed away. So sometimes though after doing pratikaman like regularly for someone, for instance, and then when I go back and talk to that person, I realize that they still hold a grudge, but it has settled within me. I don't have anything that is bothering me regarding whatever might have happened. It might have happened in my previous birth. I have no idea. So should I just let go? Should I stop doing pratikaman? Because it seems to have settled within me.
No,
And
if that thing bothers you, their grudge, if it bothers you, then you
yes.
will do pratik.
Oh,
But
even
if
the
that grudge doesn't bother you, like Mavi Bhagwan cleared all his accounts and he got liberated. But people who had any grudge with him, they're still there.
yeah.
So that is not
Oh,
Mavi Bhagwan's problem.
okay, okay.
He cleared from his side and he attained nirvana.
So the grudge should not bother us.
But there is also one more thing, that you end up interacting with these people
Yes.
shows the pending connectivity, pending account.
Okay. Yes.
So if you don't interact with them, you don't come into their interaction at all, then you are clear.
Got it.
You understand that?
Yes, I got it. That's the whole reason why we're interacting. Yes.
Yes, the very fact that you come into their interaction shows a pending account, give and take. And that shows that, you come to know that they still have grudge and you still have to go and meet them. So you have to do pratigama.
Okay.
And pratyakyan both. When we
Hmm.
say pratigama, so don't stop there. Our conviction, our resolution to never commit those mistakes again, ever again, is equally important to free yourself from any physical interaction. Because the very fact that we come into interaction shows that some obvious connectivity is there,
Pending.
and it is not just in mind. If it is only mental, then you have to do pratikrama. But even if there is a physical interaction and physical give and take, then you have to do pratyakhyana also. That is your strong resolution never to commit to the mistake ever again.
Not to repeat.
That completes the whole account. That way.
Do I have time for a quick question? I think there are only 2 minutes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Small one. When we are trying to cleanse file number 1, we spoke about it in the previous
When you're trying to what? File number 1?
cleansing of
The cleansing of file number 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does the prakriti also change? Is there a change in the nature of the relative self? The
Of
prakriti,
course. Total change.
total change will happen. Okay.
Total change. What it was for Dada Bhagwan, it was said that before Gnan, he was like hot chili. That's what his wife used to say for him. Now he has changed totally. The Baba was saying,
It will change. Okay.
Ira, his wife, Dada Bhagwan's wife. So definitely it changes. It does change. Drastic change is there. Drastic change. And even you can experience that.
Yes.
The way you used to get irritated, the way you used to get disturbed, you get panic, you get annoyed. All those things that doesn't happen. And you take everything so coolly. So that's the process, and it definitely reflects on our being, in our future interactions also, and even in our readiness to face the situation. Previously, maybe we will try to avoid or run away from situation, but now you said, okay, never mind, I'll face the situation. I want to settle the score. I can't afford to just keep it lingering. Now that I got the strength and understanding, I want to settle the scores. Jai Satchidananda.
Yes, Satchidananda. Thank you so much.
Jai Satchidananda. We're almost up to our time. So, Mahatma, for next week, please dwell on the Kashays and see how we are doing since our Gnan. Okay? Okay. Anything else, Deepakanandji?
Yeah, puja is not there, but then there's another word called Antarmurat. That one Antarmurat is also, Ek Antarmurat is also 48 minutes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ek Antarmurat, yeah. Anyway, it's just information.
Yeah.
You don't need to know or even understand these things. Okay. Rakesh
We have a stranger among us, Deepakanandji.
No more. There are no strangers anymore.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can. I think so. Dada, can you ask question? He says.
Bolo, Dwarkes bhai.
When we say Namaskar Vidhi, Simandar Swami ne Bhagwan ne Namaskar, what understanding we should have so that it happens with Ullas Purvak and
Actually,
he
what happened?
hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he પૂછવું છે કારણ કે at times it happens. It's not clear in my mind that
Okay, let us see. It is like as much you understand Dada Bhagwan's enlightened state, not just enlightened state, that enlightened state refers to his separateness from his body self. But what really touches our heart is compassionate state, his compassion towards all, his compassion towards all. And it's like, so we think like, if Dada Bhagwan is so much compassionate, my God, Srimad Swami will be ultimate compassion. You'll be able to see and experience with him. So that is a very striking quality or aspect which can help us when we do bow to Simandar Swami Bhagwan, that inner feeling, sharp and powerful feeling will be there. That's extreme actually. That although he was absolutely indifferent inside, with rag inside, he is. But outside, his compassion towards every living being is ultimate. Yes, one thing is there that he doesn't have any outside inclination, you will say. Right? Rather, it's very bad or rather incorrect to say any negative aspect for these absolutes. But if you try to understand, Dada Bhagwan used to say that whatever he intervened, intercepted or interacted with people in their relative life also, that unless their relative life, worldly life is not settled, they won't be able to focus on the real side. Because his challenge was he had to impart knowledge to people who are still I mean, uh, still at home. They have not settled any of the karmic account. And amidst that, they had to be given this self-realization, ultimate. And we did get that. So what remains is with this, without settling any of our account, karmic account, we got this realization, we got separated. So now we take the benefit of that separation and start settling all the karmic account as we come across. At the same time, when we come to know about Dada Bhagwan and his compassionate state of Simandar Swami is ultimate. So with that, that feeling will come gradually as it opens for Dada Bhagwan. But now that Dada Bhagwan is not there. So maybe if you see in any Mahatma or Aptaputra, then that feeling will come to you. So unless it's like if someone has seen Lord Mahavira, his feeling for Mahavira will be different. Although Mahavira is a great total personality, great what is a scientist and all that, Dada Bhagwan has explained that, said several times. That feeling don't come from Lord Mahavira. But through Dada's eyes, like through Aptaputra or Mahatma's eyes, you can feel Dada Bhagwan.
Correct.
And
Correct.
ultimately feel for Simandar Swami Bhagwan also. It will happen. But one thing is that you have to get yourself well connected. So it's like, after you get married, you almost spend all your life with your wife. And the wife spend all her life with her husband. So this worldly relation is something you do it physically. I mean, you stay in a house, in a home, and a family is there. Here, your inner connection with Dada Bhagwan, Mahatmas, Aptaputras, and Simandar Swami is necessary, which you can do it, which you can very well do it. So, and if you remain that way connected, it's fine. You'll always experience that and you'll always have that feeling also. I give you an example. Because I got that opportunity to see Dada Bhagwan in one of the temple visit in Maudi, where on the right side there is one Simandar Swami idol is there. And I had seen him the way he felt him, like he felt Simandar Swami. He said, for you maybe it is an idol, but for me is live, present Simandar Swami Bhagwan. Now, how are we going to express or understand that feeling?
Correct.
For us, because we see, why is this just a stone marble idol and statue? So how can, but see, this is from his perception. So as our perception also opens and we start seeing, understanding, experiencing Dada Bhagwan, this feeling will come naturally. You know, what our struggle today is, we don't have feeling for our fellow people at home. Those feelings, how much have you pardoned them? You have so many conditions. I'm talking from my perspective, how I have for our other Aptaputras. Because Aptaputra is our family. And their extended family is Mahatma. But primary is Aptaputra. So it's not simple, but I understand it's not difficult also. If you are viewing correctly, then gradually it will happen. In the sense, gradually that you will see that happening. You will get away with all conditions what are there in your mind for them. So for your family people, kids, wife, brother, sister, all that. Specifically your family first. So husband, wife, and kids. If that happens, I believe it will be great. I don't say that it's not there. That you only have to find out and work on it.
Yes.
That's what. So, so it's like gradually, if you have if you win your home, then you will win your surrounding, then you win your village, maybe your community, then city, and then country, and then the world, and then the universe. Starts from you. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay, Dwarkas bhai? Okay, very good.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Deepakanandji, હવે time થઈ ગયો છે, so everybody please follow. Dwarkas bhai, you can follow.
Jai Satchidanand. Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayaryanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Loe Sarva Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sarva Sahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Sauvapa Vapranasano.
Vapanasano.
Mangalanam Cha Savesim.
Mangalaram
Sarvesai.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai
Havai
Mangalam.
Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.